going to have a great talk. I have a lot of respect for President Xi. I like him a lot. He likes me a lot, I believe, and respects me, and I think he respects our country a lot. And I think we're going to have a successful transaction for both countries.
Now, President Trump kicking off a nearly week-long trip in Asia. Topping that agenda is the face-to-face meeting with President Xi Jinping later this week. General Jack Keane is here. And General, good morning to you. I was watching Shannon's show on Sunday, and one of the guests she had on there is that he was a negotiator with the Chinese, with the U.S. delegation with the Chinese. He said, you never know when they're going to bring up Taiwan. They don't bring it up every time, but when they bring it up, it tells us that it's on their mind. What do you expect to come from this, other than trade, General?
Well, I think there are a number of issues on the table, but in particular, I mean, the president is traveling to this part of the world, making 3 stops, a critical stop in Japan to have a closer relationship with this new prime minister for sure, being Abe's protege. And Abe had the closest relationship with our president than any other international figure. And the second thing is obviously the meeting with President Xi. And he comes into this, to the region itself, and specifically with the meeting with Xi, literally with the wind in his back. I mean, everybody recognizes what has happened in the Middle East, that the United States has pushed back Iran many years, and its proxies as well, and it has achieved a hegemonic dominance we haven't had there for decades. And he's also squeezing Russia over to Ukraine and putting considerably more pressure. These are 2 close partners of President Xi, Iran and Russia. And President Xi is very much aware of this dominant position that President Trump has, and very much aware, obviously, with the economic pressure that President Trump is putting on Xi. Remember, Xi has been in power over 12 years, Bill. The only president that has ever confronted him is President Trump. He did it in the first term, and he's doing it already now in his second term. And we're hearing good news. There's likely a framework agreement over things going forward economically. Will Taiwan be on the table? And Xi's aggressiveness in the region? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. Fentanyl and China's pollution of the United States and directly killing people with that drug and providing all the pre-ups for the manufacturing of that drug in Mexico is going to be on the table as well.
Okay,
and
sir.
I think likely we're going to get some kind of an agreement here.
Yeah, let's hope on that. He's throwing out the olive branch of Kim Jong-un in North Korea, but like making the overtures, like get him a message, I'll talk to him, which is kind of what he did when he was in Japan during his first term. When the topic of Putin came up, here's how the president approached that. Watch here on Ukraine.
I'm going to have to know that we're going to make a deal. I'm not going to be wasting my time. I've always had a great relationship with Vladimir Putin, but this has been very disappointing. I thought this would have gone long before peace in the Middle East.
It hasn't happened yet. You write a piece, don't believe Putin's lies. Russia is not winning in Ukraine. General, make your case. 1,000 soldiers a day being killed on the Russian side. How is that still possible when drone warfare is dominating that battlefield?
It's drone warfare that's doing it. It's 1,000 casualties per day. I mean, they haven't taken a major city since 2022. And in the last year plus, they've been conducting an offensive that's gained 0.6% additional terrain. And by anybody's description, that offensive has failed. Putin advertised it as a success because he gains so many meters a day. It's at a foot pace. It is actually remarkable, but it's absolute failure. Think about it. Take the 4-year look. Comes in February, and he's not approaching anywhere near taking the capital or Ukraine itself, and he owns about 20% of the ground. And in the last year and a half, he's increased that by 1%. So where is he in his offensive operation? Nowhere near what he's trying to achieve, topple the regime. And that is why he believes that if he protracts the war, Bill, timing is on his side. Weaken the United States resolve, weaken the Europeans' resolve and its leadership, break the will of the Ukrainian people by killing them, and hurting their women and their children in catastrophic ways, so they put pressure on Zelensky. That's why he believes continuing the war, despite all its challenges and despite its failures, are in his interests, because he believes, I have the will to continue regardless of cost, but the United States and the Europeans and the Ukrainians do not.
Okay.
I believe he's dead wrong about that.
Yeah, that's an amazing number you threw out there. 0.6% of land acquired. You're right, that's trench warfare. General, thank you so much. We'll talk later in the week. Jack Keane, thanks for coming on today.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.